Hello guys, this is a part 2 of the video. In part 1 I analyzed Apple and Microsoft, and in the second part I am going to analyze Alphabet. I'm going to analyze their financial statement, give you my opinion about them, and then compare Alphabet to the other two companies I did in the first part of the video. And you may take my opinion into consideration when making your own investments. Now, let us begin the video by talking about Alphabet's share price and earnings. As you can see from Yahoo Finance, Alphabet has beaten all 4 of its quarterly earnings last year, and the estimate for its first quarterly earning is much higher than the estimate for its first quarterly earning last year. Now, in terms of the share price has increased significantly. At the beginning of the pandemic, the share price was at 1,432, and it reached a peak of 2,960. Now let us focus on the financial statement of this company. Before I get into their finances, we should talk about the conflict and how it affects Alphabet. As you may know, Alphabet has suspended all ad sales in Russia. This indicates that Alphabet will not receive any new revenue from Russia. However, it shouldn't be a big concern because the company earns 1 to 2% of its global revenue from Russia. So this suspension, this decision by management shouldn't impact the company significantly. We should also remember that many other companies have done the same thing as Alphabet, and therefore they've also lost a portion of their revenue. This includes Alphabet's competition. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the bill the US Congress is considering. Now, I did talk about it in the first part of the video, but for those who did not watch the first part, the US is considering a bill which aims to allow sideloading. Sideloading means that a user can download an application without using the Google Store, and it is a concern for Alphabet. Alphabet does earn a large amount of its revenue from the Google Store, and if the bill is passed, then the company will lose this revenue source. Now, how will Alphabet's management deal with this problem is yet to be seen. As investors, we have to keep such events in mind. We have to observe the company. We have to see how management deals with such problems. It should be mentioned that this bill is not only targeted on Alphabet, it also is targeted on Apple. And as investors, we have to observe, we have to see how the management for Alphabet and the management for Apple will deal with this problem if the bill is passed. Now let us talk about Alphabet's financials. And Alphabet has an incredible financial statement. The company has increased its revenue significantly from 136,000 to 257,000. This massive increase indicates that their sales have gone up. It could also be partially due to inflation, but it's more likely that sales have significantly risen for the company. This increase in revenue corresponds to a large increase in income from 30,000 to 76,000, which is an increase in income is always good to see as a shareholder. It's difficult to say anything negative about Alphabet. The company has enormous values. It's an incredibly safe company. It's, as you can see from equity, the equity in 2019 was 177 and it increased massively to 222,000. This is an incredible increase in equity. It indicates that the company has increased its assets massively and liabilities are completely under control. Another thing worth talking about is the company's financial activity. As you can see, the company did increase. If we were to compare 2019 to 2022, it seems like the company did increase financial activity from 13,000 to 23,000. But if we compare 2022 value to the earlier years, we can see that financial activity did not increase. It actually decreased by a bit. Now this could indicate that the company is buying its shares. However, it's unlikely that the share price will rise because they did not increase their financial activity significantly in this period of time. Total assets have risen from 232,000 to 359,000. Now this could that this is likely due to an increase in long-term assets. The company has increased its PPE, and this rise in PPE is likely linked to the company's future investments in the metaverse market. Alphabet has already invested some of its money, some of its cash into the metaverse market, and it's likely that we'll see more investments coming into the metaverse market from Alphabet. Now, this is good news. The company wants to expand its business, its profitability, and it's attempting to do this by entering a new market, a potentially a highly profitable market. Now, that's all I have to say about Alphabet. The company has an incredible financial statement. It has values which beat both Microsoft and Apple. And for this reason, I have to place Alphabet in the buy section. Now, if we were to compare all three companies to the market, then I'd have to place all three of these companies in the buy section. All three of them have powerful financial statements. They have an enormous amount of revenue, enormous amount of income, and for that reason I have to place all three in the buy section. That being said, if I were to ignore the market and compare only these three companies to each other, then I would have to place both Apple and Microsoft in the OK section and Alphabet in the buy section. What I'm trying to say is that Alphabet, in my opinion, is better. Their financial statement is better than Apple's and better than Microsoft's. It just has incredible results. The only concern I have with Alphabet is the current bill the US Congress is considering. If the bill is passed, Alphabet could lose revenue. It will lose revenue. That being said, the company Alphabet has already enormous revenue, enormous results. It is an incredibly safe company. It is a company with great income, and for that reason, I do recommend buying Alphabet. Again, I have to place all three of them in the buy section, because if we compare the three companies to the market, then all three companies are a great buy. But if we compare the companies individually, if we compare the companies to each other, then if I were to choose which one of these three I would buy, then I would purchase Alphabet. Especially since Alphabet is planning a massive stock split. The company is planning a 20-1 stock split. Now, when the split occurs in July, if the split occurs, then Alphabet's share price will decrease significantly, and it will attract new investment, new money into the company. So Alphabet will increase its revenue even more once the stock split occurs. So Alphabet, in my opinion, is a great buy. In any case, that is all I have to say about the company. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe. And in the next video, I plan to cover more chip companies, more AMD competitors. And in any case, goodbye and see you next time.